Hey guys, it's Angelo, and today we're looking at the updates coming with this reset to Domination sockets and discussing whether or not you need to upgrade other sockets, so maybe Frost or Blood, and figuring out if these changes will affect the current Domination meta and potency of them in any way. Domination sockets are definitely a weird topic because they seem incredibly unbalanced and way more powerful than they were probably intended, at least in my opinion. Now, if you want to join the discussion with anything Priest, Mage, or World of Warcraft related, be sure to join the discussion over on Discord, and with that being said, of course, let's go right ahead and have a look. Okay, so early on last week, Blizzard had hiddenly hotfixed a nerf to the Domination sockets. A change that many players did not like, and that came pretty randomly and really uncalled for. I'm going to read out to you exactly what was nerfed. So the Blood set Blood Link was nerfed by 40%, the Frost set Winds of Winter was nerfed by 17%, and the Unholy set Chaos Bane was nerfed by a whopping 50% of its potency. After players had realized this hidden hotfix and of course went to Reddit and the forums to discuss the way they feel, Blizzard then decided not to go live with these changes and actually revert the saying changes, stating the following. Earlier this week, a change to the power of Shards of Domination set bonuses was briefly applied to the live game. We're no longer planning to proceed with that change at all. We may make further adjustments in the coming days, but we will not reduce the power of Shards now that many players have earned and upgraded them. This was all happening at around July 27th, which is when players began to notice that these changes were actually in effect. Now, for some reason, Blizzard then decided, instead of nerfing the Domination sockets, or rather their set bonuses, to simply buff the ones that aren't that powerful. Of course, in this case, those would be the Frost and the Blood set, because the Unholy set buff is already incredibly powerful as it is. So, Blood Link will have its damage and healing amount increased at all ranks by 20%, and Winds of Winter will have its damage and healing stored by the winds be increased by roughly 45%. The developer's note here states, "The difference between the three rune words for the Shard of Domination system is bigger than we want it to be. We have identified a fix, or rather a bug fix to the Winds of Winter, which was preventing some damaging and healing abilities from counting towards its total, and we have retuned Winds of Winter and Blood Link so that the relative power between rune word bonuses is more balanced." Alright, now let's analyze what this means for you. Even though I like the fact that weaker Domination set bonuses were buffed, this also means that the very problem that Blizzard stated they would not bring into the game, which is having to upgrade other Domination sockets and rendering your current ones weaker, could indeed come into reality because buffing the weaker Domination bonuses is the same thing as nerfing the strongest one and only slightly touching on the weaker ones. We could still potentially be forced to upgrade other shards in order to get another set bonus. According to the most recent sims for both Shadow Priests and Mages, fortunately it seems that Unholy is going to remain strongest. On screen now, I leave the updated Shadow Priest simulations. The Mage sims are updated on raid bots and SimC as well, so you can sim yourselves and see what Unholy, or rather that Unholy, will still be best, as I did right here. The other set bonuses are absolutely coming closer though, and it seems as if Blood could potentially be pretty good at lower set bonus levels. This means that if you were really unlucky and don't have any Unholy Shards, you could potentially invest a rank or two actually into the Blood Shards, but only if you really don't have the Unholy Shards available, and be sure not to invest too many Stygian Embers into them either way. At this point, I'm a little confused as to why they were even buffed in the first place. They're still not really competing with Unholy, and only the set bonuses were buffed, meaning you would have to actually invest into the bonuses to even realize the buff, as the individual shards weren't buffed in the slightest. Since Unholy is still strongest, this renders the buff almost useless or even unnecessary, because players are still going to just go with the Unholy Shard and bonus. Blood may be decent on lower levels, but that doesn't really help anyone because players will still want, or rather need to go for the Unholy bonus in the long run. I'm really not trying to bash the idea of this buff, but I genuinely feel as if these shards were buffed only for the sake of being changed, because ultimately this will, well, not change anything at all. Be sure to let me know what you think. And how do you feel about these changes? And will you be upgrading other socket bonuses to perhaps even give them a try in raids? Be sure to let me know in the comments down below. And as always, of course, thank you so much for watching, and be sure to leave a like if this video was helpful to you, and feel free to subscribe in order to stay updated on the content of this channel. Now, of course, have a good one, my friends, enjoy patch 9.1, and I will see you all in the next one.